Hello and welcome students. I hope you all are fit and fine. In the previous class, I explained you about external sources of recruitment and its methods. Okay. Students, we have seen that external source of recruitment is the type of recruitment in which the managers recruit the people from outside the organization for the vacant job position, right? External means outside, okay, outside the organization. Here in external source of recruitment, generally the recruitment is done from outside the organization. Okay, now we have also seen the methods of external sources of recruitment. There are various methods through which the manager recruits the people from outside the organization. Okay, now in our today's class we will study about its merits and demerits also. See, let us begin with the merits. Merits of external sources of recruitment. What is the advantage of recruiting the people from outside the organization? Let us see. See the first point, qualified personnel. Read the explanation with me. By using external sources of recruitment, the management can attract qualified and trained people to apply for the vacant jobs in the organization. See students, in external sources of recruitment, management can attract the person who are well qualified and who are trained people. Okay, manager will do the selection process, they will go through the selection process and they will choose the best candidate who are well qualified and who have complete knowledge of their subject, who are very trained people. Okay, means the manager here gets the chance to select the best employee for the vacant job position. Okay, so that is why it is a very that is why it is of great advantage. Okay, because here the organization will get qualified personnel, qualified person who are very qualified and who have complete knowledge about their subject and who are actually trained in their work. Okay, there is the chance that company or the organization gets qualified personnel. Okay, so that is why external source of recruitment is good. Now the next is wider choice. See students, wider choice. Read the explanation with me. The management has a wider choice in selecting the people for employment. Students, we have seen that there are two sources of recruitment, internal source of recruitment and external source of recruitment. Okay, as I told you, internal source of recruitment means recruiting the person from within the organization here. Okay, so here in the internal source of recruitment, the manager had to choose the people from within the organization. They have limited choice. Okay, but when the manager goes for external source of recruitment, means recruiting the person from outside the organization, then the manager have wider range of choice. Okay, he has wide range of choice. Okay, so that is why the choice is not limited only to the existing employees, those who are already working in the organization. Okay, we are talking about outside the organization, so there is no limit. Company has wide choice. Okay, wide choice, and he in that he can select the best employee or best person for the particular job position. Okay, now moving to the third one, that is fresh talent. Now as I told you, in the internal source of recruitment, generally the fresh talent will be reduced, because here the company, in the internal source of recruitment, the company is recruiting the people from inside the organization also, inside the organization only. So only the employees who are working are recruited. Okay, so in that way the new ideas, the fresh talents or the freshers, okay, those things is reduced. But in case of external source of recruitment, okay, see the explanation. In case of external source of recruitment, what happens? It provides a wider choice. Okay, as we have seen in second point, that it provides wider choice because they are not limited only to the organization. Okay, because they select the people from outside the organization too. So it provides wider choice and brings new blood in the organization. It means it brings new and fresh talent in the organization. The freshers who have fresh talent, okay, they are like, those people are very active, very motivated. Okay, and they have the knowledge about the current, and like they have current and updated knowledge. Okay, so in that way it is of great advantage. Okay, external sources of recruitment is of great advantage. Now the next is competitive spirit. Yes, the new employees, the freshers who are like the fresh talents, okay, they have a very motivating thing in them. Okay, they have the competitive spirit to compete. Okay, to compete in a good way, in a positive way. Okay, they are very ambitious, right? So in that way it is said that it is a advantage for the company. Why? Because they will perform harder. Okay, they will perform harder to achieve their goals. Okay, to compete with the competitors. Okay, they have very competitive mind. See the explanation. If a company taps external sources, the staff will have to compete with the outsiders. Okay, now if the company goes for external source of recruitment, okay, if the company wants to recruit the people from outside the organization, then generally the the people who are selected, okay, they have that competitive spirit because they have to compete with the others who are in the market, okay, outside. So in that way they have a competitive spirit, they develop a competitive spirit. And as like through external recruitment, when outsiders join the organization, okay, this develops a sense of competitiveness, okay, competitive spirit in the existing employees of the organization. okay, जो existing employees हैं वो भी थोड़े competitive बन जाएंगे अगर जैसे जैसे न्यू फ्रेशर्स आएंगे, न्यू टैलेंट्स आएंगे, okay, along with them they will also become, the existing employees will also become more competitive, right? So this is merits of external sources of recruitment. Now coming to the demerits, what are the limitations of external source of recruitment? See, first limitation is dissatisfaction among the existing employees. See the explanation. Recruitment from outside may cause dissatisfaction among the employees. They may feel that their chances of promotion are reduced. Yes, that's the obvious case. If the manager is recruiting the person from outside the organization, okay, so the existing employees who are working in the organization, they might feel that their chances of promotion or their chances of moving forward will be reduced because the manager is going to consider the fresh talent or the talents, like fresh talent or the talent, like not the talents, like the person who are very well qualified, who were recruited from outside the organization, okay, the new and the fresh talents, okay, so they might feel that their chance will drop. Okay, in that way they feel a sense like a kind of dissatisfaction. Okay, they have a kind of dissatisfaction, okay, because they feel that they might get suppressed and their chance will be reduced for promotion, okay, due to the fresh talents and the fresh employees and the more qualified personnel, right? Now coming to the next, that is costly process. See students, external sources of recruitment, like we have seen, there are various methods through which the company chooses the people from outside the organization, through campus recruitment, through the management consultants, agencies, employment exchanges, giving the advertisement in the newspaper, journals, television, all these process, okay, these are very costly process, okay. So that is why it is said that the external source of recruitment, this process is very costly because they have to, the company have to spend money on for carrying out each and every process. See the explanation, a lot of money has to be spent on advertisement, therefore it is a costly process. That's correct. Not only in advertisement, students, in all other processes also the management has to spend a hefty amount, okay, that is why it is considered as a costly process, so it is a demerit. Now lengthy process, very correct, it takes more than internal sources of recruitment. See in internal source of recruitment what happens, they give the promotion or they transfer the employee. It's a very simple process, no selection is done, no training and development is given. But in external source of recruitment, the recruitment is done from outside the organization, so a complete process is carried out. First the manager will recruit the people, okay, then the manager will select among all the people, among all the application which they have received, they will select the most suitable candidates. So the selection process will begin. After the selection process, the manager will have to give them training program and development development skill program. So all those things, okay, all those steps are very lengthy. That is why it is said that the external source of recruitment, this source of recruitment, the process of this source of recruitment is very lengthy process. So it is a limitation of external sources of recruitment, right? So this was it about the recruitment part. Okay, in recruitment we have seen the meaning of recruitment, the sources of recruitment, internal sources and external sources of recruitment. We have seen the meaning of both and plus the merits and demerits and their different methods of recruitment. Okay, now we will move to the second element of staffing. Students, as I told you that there are three elements of staffing. Okay, there are three parts of staffing. First part is recruiting the people, recruitment. Okay, calling the applicants to apply for the vacant job position in the organization. Okay, first part we have completed. Now we will move to the second element or second part, that is selection. Okay, now let us study about the selection procedure. Students, next element of staffing is selection, the second element. Now, what is selection? Let us understand first. Selection is the process of discovering the most suitable and promising candidate and eliminating the least promising ones to fill up the vacant job position. Okay, it is a negative process. Yes, students, see the first line. Selection is the process of discovering the most suitable and promising candidates. So as I told you in the recruitment step, okay, these are steps. See, after recruitment, selection comes. After completion of the selection process, training and development. Okay, so this goes in sequence. Okay, so in the first point, in the recruitment, we have seen that the manager calls the applicants to apply for the vacant job position. In the recruitment process, they receive lot of applications from the person. Okay, now those applications are completely scanned and are analyzed, and when and only the suitable candidates are chosen among all. Okay, so in selection process, the manager try to discover the most suitable candidate. Okay, the most suitable candidate for the particular job position, who is promising, who is qualified, who has that skill and who actually fits well in that job position. Okay, those employee or those person, not employee, those persons are selected for the position, who are very promising and who are actually eligible for the particular job position. Okay, so this is the selection process. Now, in selection process, one case is that selection process is known as negative process. As I told you previously also, students, why selection process is known as negative process? Because the number of selected candidate is less than the number of rejected candidate. For example, like 50 candidates have applied for the job. Okay, among 50 only 10 will get selected and 40 will be rejected. So the number of selection is less than number of rejection. Okay, selection number is less, only 10 are selected and rejection is high. Okay, so that is why selection is known as negative process, because only few candidates are selected. Okay, so the number of selected candidates are less in comparison to the number of rejected candidates. Okay, so that is why selection is known as the negative process. Understood? So what is selection? Selection is the process in which the manager discovers or selects the most suitable and the most promising candidates among all the applicants. Okay, and he eliminates the least promising one, who are not at all suitable for the job position. The manager rejects them, and that is why it is known as negative process. Why? Because the number of selected candidates is less than the number of rejected candidate. Okay, so this is what selection means. Now let us move to the selection process. Now, how the selection process goes? Okay, what all steps the manager has to follow? Let us see one by one. Students, you can memorize the selection process by using the acronym, and remember, the selection process is very important question as board examination point of view. So please be alert. Now, process of selection. Let us begin. See, students, there are many steps in the selection process which the manager has to fulfill. What are the steps? Let us see one by one. Preliminary screening. This goes in sequence, okay? Do not shuffle it. This has to be written in sequence. This goes in sequence. First is preliminary screening. Second, selection test. Third, employment interview. Fourth, reference check. Fifth, selection decision. Sixth, medical examination. Seventh, job offer. Eighth, contract of employment. Okay, all these steps are the steps of selection process, and the manager conducts the steps one by one. Now let us try to understand these steps one by one. It's very easy, very simple, no need to be worried. Okay, we'll start with the first one, that is preliminary screening. As you can see and understand by the word, that is preliminary means first step. Okay, screening hota hai. First step is screening, means completely scanning. Okay, see, read the explanation. After applications have been received, they are properly checked as regarding qualification, etc. That's correct. जब application आता है तो manager क्या करते हैं? They properly check as regarding qualification, etc. They check the qualification of the person. They check all the documents, they check all the details of the person, and they see whether they are eligible for that job or not, for the vacant job position or not, which has to be filled. Okay. Now, they are properly checked they are properly checked as regarding qualification, etc. by screening committee. There is a committee. Okay, the committee member, what is the work of the committee member? The committee member will completely screen the applications. They will check all the application, they will check the details of all the application, the qualification of the person, everything will be checked. A list of candidates to be called for employment test is made and unsuitable candidates are rejected. Okay, after checking, after screening, the screening committee will completely screen the applications. Okay, वो सारे applications को screen करेंगे, check करेंगे, और जो सबसे best suitable candidate उनको लगेगा, they will make a list of the candidate. Okay, they will create a list of the candidate and they will call them for the next step, that is test. Okay, नाउ अभी तो उन लोगों ने एप्लीकेशन जमा किया था, अभी कुछ नहीं हुआ था, तो सबसे पहले क्या हुआ? स्क्रीनिंग हो गई, उनकी स्क्रीनिंग हो गई. सबसे बेस्ट एप्लीकेशन जिनका लगा, जो सबसे वेल क्वालिफाइड लगे स्क्रीनिंग कमेटी को, उन लोगों ने एक लिस्ट निकाली और उनको नेक्स्ट स्टेप के लिए बुलाया, दैट इज टेस्ट, दैट इज एम्प्लॉयमेंट टेस्ट, एंड अदर कैंडिडेट्स गॉट रिजेक्टेड. राइट नाउ, इन द फर्स्ट स्टेप, screening of applications are done. Okay, all the applications are screened and a list is generated and a final list is generated, and the candidate of the final list are called for the employment test. Now the next is actually the test. Okay, first step में screening हो गई, next step में अब उनका test होगा. Now what test? See, selection test. Now what does selection test includes? Okay, selection test में बहुत सारे parts होते हैं. Okay, उनको बहुत सारे टेस्ट क्लियर करने पड़ते हैं. लेट अस सी वन बाय वन. इंटेलिजेंस टेस्ट. इंटेलिजेंस टेस्ट इज व्हाट? इट मेजर्स द लेवल ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस कोशिएंट ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल. इट इज़ एन इंडिकेटर ऑफ अ पर्सन's लर्निंग एबिलिटी or the ability to make decisions and judgments. Example, used for selecting a school teacher. Okay, intelligence test means what? The manager here checks the level of intelligence. Okay, how intelligent they are, how well qualified they are. Okay, whether they are able, okay, here it is written, it is an indicator of person's learning ability, whether they are able to learn new things or not, whether they are able to what? Grab new things or not, whether they are able to take decisions for the future or not. All these things are checked through intelligence test. Okay, what is the level of their intelligence? This has been checked. Okay, example, generally intelligent test is done in case of school teacher. Like school teacher, if you will go for the for applying in a school, then generally our qualifications will be checked, how intelligent we are, how qualified we are, whether we will be able to teach that particular subject or not. All thing will be checked. Okay, that is intelligence test. Now next is aptitude test. See the explanation. It is a measure of individual's potential for learning new skills. Example, used for selecting a computer engineer or a chartered accountant. Generally, aptitude test is a test which helps the manager to know the individual's potential for learning new skill. Means उनमें कितना potential है to learn the new skills. Okay, now in the organization, every now and then the things get updated. Okay, upgradation hoti hai, new things come, all the things get updated, so they should have that potential, they should have that caliber to adopt the new changes, to learn the new skills. Okay, so that is what aptitude test is all about. So generally it happens in case of computer engineer or chartered accountant, right? Now the next is personality test. Now, see the explanation. Personality tests provide clues to a person's emotion, reaction, maturity, value system, etc. These tests judge the overall personality. Example, used for selecting public dealing officer. Now, student, personality means what? Each and every aspects of your personality, like how you talk, how confident you are, how you have your language command, how well you speak. Okay, what is your level of thinking, what is your maturity level. Okay, what is your values, your moral values, your emotions. Like they will completely analyze your personality, how you are as a person. Okay, and they will completely scan your personality. That is what they will judge your overall personality. Okay, generally, see example, in case of selecting a public dealing officer, okay, a public dealing officer generally deals with the public. Okay, they communicate with the public, general public. So in that they have to be very soft, they have to they have to be very calm, they have to be very understanding, and they should communicate in good language, should not use abusive language, or should not use harsh language, or should not be rude to the people. They should be very soft, very calm, very kind, very understanding. They should be a good listener, so that they listen. They should have a good command over their language, so that they can communicate to the public very well. They can impress the public or impress the people with their words. So many things are required. Okay, so in that case their personality scanning is very important. So in personality test, complete an overall personality of the people is judged, right? Now, trade test. See the explanation. These tests measure the existing skills, professional knowledge, proficiency of the individual. Example, used for selecting a computer operator. Now, students, trade test means what? These tests measure the existing skill. मतलब जो उनके पास skills हैं, उन चीज़ों का टेस्ट होता है. ओके, नॉट न्यू थिंग. जैसे हमने यहाँ एप्टीट्यूड में पढ़ा, एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट में पढ़ा कि क्या वो न्यू स्किल्स सीखने के काबिल हैं या नहीं. बट हम यहाँ पे ट्रेड टेस्ट में क्या बात करें? जो स्किल्स उनके पास ऑलरेडी है, जो टैलेंट उनके पास ऑलरेडी है, जो नॉलेज उनके पास ऑलरेडी है, उस चीज़ का वो टेस्ट लेते हैं. लाइक professional knowledge, like a computer professional, like a computer operator should have कंप्लीट नॉलेज ऑफ द कंप्यूटर. ठीक है, एक कंप्यूटर ऑपरेटर है तो उसको कंप्यूटर के बारे में कंप्लीट नॉलेज होना चाहिए. तो यहाँ पे ट्रेड टेस्ट में मैनेजर क्या चेक करते हैं कि क्या उसको या क्या उस पर्सन को कंप्यूटर के सब्जेक्ट के बारे में फुल नॉलेज है या नहीं है, वेदर ही इज़ एबल टू ऑपरेट अ कंप्यूटर और नॉट. ओके, डज ही और शी हैव कंप्लीट नॉलेज अबाउट द कंप्यूटर. Okay, so they check the existing skills of the operator. Okay, their professional knowledge, okay, in which they have in which they are professionalized. Okay, they should have their complete knowledge. जिसमें भी वो specialized हैं, उन knowledge को वो test करते हैं. Okay, now coming to the last one, that is interest test. See the explanation. Interest tests are used to know the pattern of interest or involvement of a person. Example, used for selecting an interior decorator. Now students, interest test means किस चीज़ में उन्हें interest है या कौन से area में उन्हें interest ज़्यादा है, what kind of work they can actually do. Okay, so this kind of test is also conducted. Okay, like in case of interior designer are the person who are like exclusive, like they are very very interested towards, they are very inclined towards this styling and decorating, like this kind of thing, this kind of work. Okay, styling work, decorating work. Okay, so this thing attracts them. So that is why interest test is done, so that the manager can find out in what field or in what work they are interested in, they are more interested towards which type of work. Okay, so this is all about selection test. Okay, so students, in the first step, preliminary screening is done. Okay, a screening committee screens all the applications. Okay, all the applications are screened, and a list is generated, and then list is generated of the candidates, and all the candidates are called for the next step, that is selection test. Okay, now in selection test, what happens, many different types of tests are conducted. Okay, students, that is it for today. We will continue rest of the steps of selection process in the next class. Thank you.